we had 433 kids who were matched with a big brother or big sister throughout our 4 counties. And we were thrilled to expand to Waseca County in April, and it's gone very well there too. So we're making a huge impact on the kids of southern Minnesota. We continue to focus on trying to find kids who have an incarcerated parent to match up with a big brother or big sister. We'll talk about that some more later on in the evening. And we have a new scholarship that we're very excited about for both our littles and our former littles, and also for our high school bigs who serve as mentors, who are interested in securing a 2-year degree or an associate's degree at any one of the fine institutions in Minnesota that offers that. So we're very happy that Federated has backed that for us, and it'll be an opportunity for the kids who are going for a 2-year degree to get up to $5,000 to help with tuition, tools, equipment, books, all those types of things that come with the cost of a 2-year degree. I'm proud and thrilled to announce to you tonight that Big Brothers Big Sisters of Southern Minnesota will be recognized as a 2014 Gold Standard Award-winning agency by Big Brothers Big Sisters of America at this year's 2015 National Conference in June. And everybody that we thanked has a big part of that. The Gold Standard Award was established about 4 years ago, and it's to recognize literally the best of the best. It's an extremely elite award, and we'll be one of fewer than 20 agencies out of the 340 across the country that'll be receiving that award this year. So thank you to what you've done to help us all out with that. A big part of what we want you guys to hear tonight is the stories and the impact and what your dollars are doing and how that affects the kids that our big brothers and big sisters are affecting. So later on, after we have dinner, you'll hear from our school site big of the year and also from our big brother of the year. And then later on during the auction, we'll hear from our big couple of the year and our big sister of the year, who happens to also be the big sister for the state of Minnesota. So more to come on that. Enjoy your dinner. Thank you all for being here, and we'll talk to you a little later. We'd like to start the program off, and as I told you before, part of what we're excited about at Evening for Kids' Sake is you get to hear direct from the bigs of the year about what the impact is having on their littles' lives, and I think you'll probably hear from our bigs here tonight about the impact that it's having on their lives. So if I could get everybody's attention before I bring April up, so one time of the night I'll ask you to pay attention and listen to what April and Casey have to say here, and then we'll get going with our live auction. So without further ado, each year, we as a staff sit down and we start throwing out names for our school site big of the year, and that can be a high schooler or an adult, our big brother of the year, our big sister of the year, and our big couple of the year. So at this time, I would like to call up to the stage, and please give her a round of applause, our school site big of the year, April Halfstead.
Good evening, everyone. It's good to be here. See a lot of familiar faces from work in the community. That's great. I'd like to begin by thanking the staff of Big Brothers Big Sisters for their time and effort and energy that they give to the organization. They're remarkable people, and I'm humbled and honored to be recognized by them. When I signed up as a volunteer, the intent was to give attention, not to get attention. So had I known at the time that I'd be up here tonight, I would also have signed up for Toastmasters so I can improve my public speaking capabilities, right? Right? Exactly, yeah. Thank you. 4 years ago, I was looking for opportunities to volunteer in our community. It just so happened at that time that my employer, Federated Insurance, was holding an informational meeting on the school site Big Match program. I attended the meeting, read through the informational packet, and thought hard whether this was something that I could commit to. It means I would miss 40 minutes of work a week, chance to eat school lunch, and summers off. Pretty much a no-brainer, right? Right? But seriously, it was a good fit. I realized I missed being around kids in school environment. When my 3 kids were at Washington School, I enjoyed volunteering at the school. It allowed me a glimpse into their day and to interact with other kids. It also made me appreciate more the staff and teachers for all they do on a daily basis for them. I feel that our schools reflect the diversity of families in our community, and I would sometimes see or hear conversations of some of the struggles that our children face, and it tore at my heart. One encounter I remember having while I was washing my hands at the shared lavatory sink was a little boy of about 7 or 8. He was washing his hands next to me, and I could tell that he had been crying. So I turned to him and I asked, if there was anything I could do for him. He shrugged and just said that he was having a bad day, and he mumbled something about his father. I wasn't sure what was appropriate for me to do, but I reached over and took a paper towel, I wet it, and I wiped his tear-stained face, and I just told him that I cared about how his day was going, and that I hoped that he'd be having that things got better, that he'd have a better day. He looked at me and he was probably thinking, who is this strange lady? But he gave me a big bright smile and ran off down the hall. So, I know that I didn't fix his troubles, but just maybe I helped him get through his day a little easier. So with those memories on my mind, in 2011, I applied and was accepted to be school site matched to a second grade girl named Samara. We met for 30 minutes each week, usually on the same day during her recess and lunch periods. We both loved to read, play games, and talk, so that's how we spent most of our time, while she also ate her lunch. She's a beautiful, loving, enthusiastic child who's now 10 and almost as tall as me, which doesn't take much either, so looking up to her. But she was adopted from China as a toddler and has a loving mom who's a single parent. Their nearest relatives live out of state, so it was important to her mom to have close-by influences in her life. I'm so happy that I was selected to be that person. She's brought joy, wonder, and a new challenge to my life. Recently, we took the next step and now are a community match. It gives us more flexibility on when and where we can see each other and the activities that we can do. She's become an extended member of my family, and she even shares a birthday with my youngest son. And she also bosses my husband around too. So I influenced her, really good, yep. She's already asking how old does she have to be until she can be a big sister. And I take that as a compliment. And it's such a heartwarming feeling to know I've been an influence to her. As we both grow older, I know our relationship will continue for many years. So thank you again for your support and of this meaningful organization, and please consider becoming a school site match or community match. Thank you.
Thanks, April. She was very nervous. You did well, April. You did well. Okay, we're going to move right on to our Big Brother of the Year. So please give a big round of applause for our Big Brother of the Year for Southern Minnesota, Casey Kamholtz. Come on up, Casey.
This is way out of my comfort zone, you guys, so please bear with me. Oh, wait a minute. I might have to get this out. I'll get it out now. All right. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody that's here tonight, and I'd like to acknowledge a couple of special people that are here tonight. Deborah Braze over here, Eddie and Teddy Brown, Ken and Mary Brown, and everybody else, some familiar faces out there. Thanks for showing up tonight. It means a lot to me and to Big Brothers, and it trickles right down to my little. I'm not really good at speeches, but I'm going to just give you an idea about the same time you were matched. Back around a week before Christmas in 2011, I received the best early Christmas present I've ever got. I started a relationship with a little guy by the name of Wesley. I think when we were first introduced, we were both unsure of what we were getting ourselves into. But looking back, I realized it was really the start of something real special and remarkable for both of us. You know, when I first met Wesley, he was this little shy, introverted guy, spent most of his time in front of a TV screen or some other screen, computer. And like a lot of kids these days. And I just wanted to show them a different side of life. And outdoors and nature was my thing. Growing up as the older brother in my family of 4 in Owatonna, I could relate to Wesley. You know, he was the oldest child. He had a younger brother and 2 sisters. When I met him at that tender age of 9, I saw his hands were full from the beginning, being the eldest. You know, we all face challenges in life, whether you're young or old. And Wesley, he's had more than his fair share for one so young. Excuse me. From early on, though, I knew that the staff at Big Brothers had matched us up for a reason. If any of you guys are familiar with Ron Shera and his faithful dog, Raven, well, he made it his mission to share his love of the outdoors with the viewers and to encourage the adults to introduce the kid to nature. And I took up that, and being an avid outdoorsman, I echo that mission. And I wanted to introduce my love of outdoors to Wesley, and that opened up a whole new world to him. It really did. One of our first times together, I'll never ever forget, we took a walk behind the woods at my place, and we came upon a doe, a deer, just standing out there in the underbrush, and the conditions were right, the wind was blowing right, and I told Wesley to go ahead and go see how close he could get to him, or her. He walked kind of slowly towards her, and she was just looking at him, and I think she knew something about him. And he got to within about 4 feet. I'm serious. He was like this. He was reaching out to touch her. And she just kind of looked at him and walked away a little bit. Wesley, instead of chasing him, her, just kind of turned around and came back to me and said, "Wow, she almost let me touch her." Well, I think that doe knew he was special. I did too. Since then, we've been able to do a lot of things together. A lot of time outdoors, walking, bird watching, fishing, been to all the parks. His knowledge and appreciation for nature, it's unbelievable. He's also developed himself into quite the young fisherman. He even lets me catch one now and again too. But he also knows that a lost fish or a broken line, an anchor in the bottom of the lake, or even a cell phone that lands in the bottom of Lake Colmar. Yeah, it doesn't need to be met with anger and frustration. It's just something called life and learning how to respond when things don't go your way. I think as children, or as adults now, we can recall many former teachers or coaches or neighbors, good friends, who had a big impact on our lives. Now, even though I'm not a parent, I'm a caring adult, and I hope to make a difference. I'm a better person, a better man, because of the life lessons some of these former teachers, coaches, bosses, neighbors have given me, however painful or positive they were. Just a little bit of attention or advice can lead to a lifetime of positive experiences. It's my hope that Wesley sees this and feels it too, because it's probably the most important reason why I'm a big. When Wesley and I are together, I try to lead by example, listening to him when he's talking, and being kind and respectful, and using good language when we're out and about in town. He knows how I feel about drugs and alcohol, violence, bad behavior, and other socially unacceptable things, and I reinforce his messages every time. And I hope that he continues to make good choices throughout his teen years and into his young adulthood. It really boils down to time together. That's all I do with Wesley. Big brothers, big sisters gave us the opportunity to build that strong one-on-one relationship that'll last for years to come. I'll forever be part of Wesley's life, no matter what. and I will make a difference. I already know it's made a difference in my life for the better. See, our match is a win-win situation. I got to see that little guy grow, his confidence grow. He trusts me, confides in me more and more, and he knows that I care about him. And I'm interested in how he's doing in school, at home, with his friends, and that I'm there for him no matter what. But most of all, I'm showing him there's a great big world out there. Anything's possible. I want Wesley to believe in himself, and I know he can achieve great things. He has no limits. He's even started a little volunteering with me, delivering some meals and helping a family out when their basement flooded. And when I asked him about it, he says it feels good to help other people. That really speaks volumes about the potential inside him. Really, to see him laugh and smile and just be a kid is my biggest reward. I want to thank Big Brothers, Big Sisters for bringing us together. Because Wesley now has a friend for life. As he likes to say, can't ever have enough friends. I'll go along with that. And I'll thank my lucky stars for that opportunity to meet him and be part of his life. I just can't put into words really what it means to me. I know that in my heart, no, he's probably the best present I ever got. I'll take good care of it. Thanks.
Great job, April. Casey and April, thank you very much for sharing that. I'll tell you just very quickly, the first time I remember meeting, not Casey, but Wesley, he was probably the most social, awkward kid I've ever met in my entire life. His head was down, he didn't really shake my hand or kind of did it like a limp fish. And to see that young man come to one of our events with Casey now, it's unbelievable. Hey, Greg, how are you doing? Thanks for having this event. It's really unbelievable, the difference in the self-confidence of this kid, and it has to do with that man right there. So thank you very much, Casey. So about 7 or 8 years ago, I think it was just before my time, we started having big couples mentor kids as well, with the opportunity for a kid to not only benefit from one big, but two. And so I'm honored to present to you tonight our big couple of the year is Ken and Cheryl Deason. Please give them a round of applause.
Thank you. And we want to thank Big Brothers, Big Sisters. We certainly appreciate this. When we got into this, we really never expected any recognition. Just like April and Casey said, you don't expect any recognition for this. You're just wanting to help a child, a kid out. Cheryl and I support this program because of the opportunity it provides us to make a difference in the life of a child. In an ideal world, all kids would have the same chance of success, but we all know they don't. Life throws you different curves. Big Brothers, Big Sisters provided us that extra adult support that in a child's life, gave us a chance to provide that in a child's life at a critical time in their development. Our own children have benefited by caring adults and being part of their lives and supporting them. And so we thought we wanted to help out as well with kids. And when we heard that there were over 100 children waiting that were on a wait list, we felt the need to help out. So your marketing works.
5 years ago, we were matched with a great little boy. His name is Jesus. He comes from a great family, but it's a blended family. There's 5 kids. They're all really close in age, and he shares a lot of things in his small household. And when he comes to our house, He gets our one-on-one adult attention, and that's basically what we're trying to give him. He comes to our house, and it's all about him. He doesn't have to share things with his siblings when he's with us. He's a ton of fun. Over the past 5 years, we've done a lot of great things with him. He likes to go to the Rad Zoo. We've been to Valley Fair. He's been to a Twins game. He likes to go to the movies. He likes to go to the car shows here in town and see the old cars. And he likes to just hang out at our house. And that's when I heard a talk from Big Brothers Big Sisters probably 10 years ago. It was Maureen Schlobaum at the time, really tried to enforce it's not about the money that you spend on them. It's not about the elaborate places you take them. It is about spending time with them, and very often they just like to be at your house. They like to be doing what you're doing. And that's why we felt like encompassing this into our family's life, where we have 3 kids, this was very doable. And I really applaud Big Brothers Big Sisters for the things they provide to the littles. A lot of these opportunities, like going to Valley Fair, going to a Twins game, it's because they make that doable for bigs to take their littles there. A lot of these kids wouldn't get these experiences if it wasn't for these opportunities that this program provides. And that's really nice. Some of the bigs that worry about planning things, they're planned for us. We get an email and it says, hey, we've got this activity going on this week, we have this activity going on that week, and all you have to do is show up. And these kids are getting a lot of experiences they might not otherwise get. So I thank you for being so diligent in continuing providing bigs opportunities to do things with their littles. A few things we've learned along the way. I looked back over the past 5 years and tried to think about some things that we've done with Jesus and kind of some funny things. And one thing is meatloaf can make a difference. Okay? My